We will now continue with the second question and answer session. The first question is faxed in from India. Should the four components of the life balance system have the same priority for all organizations?
Well, I think the answer to that question is not necessarily. And the reason is employees develop and mature at different stages. Many employees, when they come to work, their emphasis is going to be on work. And yet, I think as the organization matures and as the workforce matures, I think it is important for the employer to emphasize a total life balance so that the employee appreciates the importance of health, a spiritual development, also has a personal life, and can get their job done.
Thank you. We go from India to Chihuahua, Mexico for our next question. Go ahead, please.
Buenos días. The question is, if universities are complying with this development of new leaders.
Well, go ahead. I think universities are doing their traditional part to develop leaders, and that is they offer a liberal arts education or they offer a discipline in engineering or business, whatever the educational path of the student might be. But I think there's a serious challenge for education, and that is I think education needs to look at the future and be very responsive to getting out ahead of the customer's needs so that they're prepared to deal with the new generation of leaders. Keep one thing in mind, that the new generation of leaders that we've been talking about today, they're learning in a different mode. They're learning through technology, they're learning through the computers and through games. So the traditional method of classroom teaching is going to become antiquated very soon.
Okay, thank you. We stay in Mexico for our next question. Go ahead, please.
Sí. The question is, as a university student, how can I develop this new leadership of a new generation? Studying with traditional teachers, for example, how can we integrate these two elements, traditional and new?
Great question.
That is a great question, and thank you for that question. There's an expression, you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. And I'm not suggesting that we do away with traditional education. I think that's very important. But at the same time, you want to incorporate some of the new methodologies of how people learn. And so be focused, be clear on your direction in life, and then really tries to seize the opportunity to learn more about your particular discipline, and also appreciate the liberal arts of education. Understand the classics, because the classics will foretell what the future will bring.
Great question, great response. Puebla, Mexico, go ahead, please.
My question is, how can an organization be involved in balancing the worker's lifestyle, especially in family matters, health, and spiritual issues? How can we get involved in this?
It's a good question. I think traditionally the way companies have been involved is through their human resource department. And I think it's very important for you to stay in touch with your employees, to know when your employees are out of balance, because when the employee is out of balance, if something's wrong in their life, whether it's a divorce or a death or their job might be in jeopardy through a merger, that's going to impact the work performance of that individual. So I think it's very important for the company not to overplay its role, but to be there as a service provider to create that balance.
Great, thank you. Next question comes from Baja California. Go ahead, please.
Yes, we're calling from the Autonomous University in Baja California, and our question is, in your opinion, what are the aspects that a country should develop in terms of these concepts to see if we can develop new talent. As a country, what is our responsibility?
Well, I think any country or nation has a tremendous responsibility to elevate the level of performance of its people. And the way you do that is by emphasizing ethical and social responsibility. And I think if the leaders of a country or a state or a province emphasize ethical behavior and social responsibility, I think that has a tremendous impact on the youth. When I was just a very young boy, John F. Kennedy was president of the United States, and President Kennedy had a tremendous gift to be able to reach out to the youth of America and to inspire them to serve their country. And I think that's what any nation wants to do, to raise the consciousness of its citizens, and that's where I would begin if I was the leader of a nation.
So it's individual responsibility as well as a national responsibility.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Thank you for your excellent questions, but we have run out of time. We hope that you have enjoyed participating once again in this exciting multilingual and multinational program. I invite you to visit the ITC online, that is www.itc-gnet.org, to make use of our rich catalog of webcasts, particularly those related to our annual series theme, Service Excellence and Productivity for Global Success. Our next live video conference, airing May 11th, 2006, will be titled Organizational Risk and Security Management, the Challenge of the Change and Globalization. For additional information on this video conference series, please consult your participants manual, where you will find the dates and specific topics for each program, or visit the ITC website, where you can also obtain information or purchase the ITC's valuable new communication and collaboration resource, the ITC iPhone, an easy-to-use internet-based phone that will help us all connect more effectively across borders. For more details, please contact ITC. On behalf of all of us, I thank you for your ongoing participation and interest in this unique program. Thank you, and see you soon.